Okay, my gravlax has cured, and I've cut the wrap open, and I'm pressing it, and it feels kind of like a medium well steak, and that's really what's telling me it's just about done. You'll notice almost all that sugar and salt has dissolved, and there is a pool of liquid in the bottom of this pan that kind of looks like maple syrup. I've drained off a cup or 2 cups of that liquid every day for the last 3 days, and I'm going to save about a 1/4 cup of this to incorporate into a sauce. And now I'm going to wash this under cold running water and dry it out. So here's the fish, rinsed and patted dry, and you can see I'm pressing down pretty firmly, and that's been cured because all the liquid's been pressed out of that fish, and it is ready to eat. But there's one thing that I like to do, which is I like to grind an additional layer of black pepper on it and sprinkle it with a tiny bit of dried dill. So I'm going to do that right now. So you can see the fish, how I put a little bit of dried dill and pepper on top of it. And now I'm going to show you how to slice it. You want a flexible, thin blade knife. It doesn't have to be a lachs knife like this, but like a roast beef slicer, something thin and flexible. You'll notice that the fish towards the thinner part is a little bit firm, and sometimes you'll actually need to sort of remove that. It's kind of like a salmon jerky here. And you can take that and you could chop it up very fine and make a little tartare or salad mixed with mayonnaise or cream cheese. So I keep all those scraps. Then what you want to do is insert the knife on a very thin angle and make long strokes with the knife. Long strokes. And that is still a little tough. I'm going to put that in my scrap pile. And I'm kind of cutting this backwards right now so you can see with the camera here. And long strokes, you can see the knife through the salmon. And that's when you know it's being cut thinly enough. And then you can just lay it right there. And then again, I start at the top where I get a little layer of that beautiful dill and pepper and long strokes. This takes some practice, but anybody can do it if you do it enough times. And then you have that beautiful thin that you can read the newspaper through slice of gravlax. Let me show you one more thing here. When you start getting down towards the bottom of the fish, what you'll notice is you get these little triangles of dark flesh. See that? And you cut those little triangles out because those taste kind of fishy. So you want to lose that. That's garbage. And then you have your fish again. And you can see here on the fish, as you get closer down, that dark flesh gets more pronounced. That's the bloodline of the fish. All fish have them, and I just keep slicing. And you'll notice this fish is getting a little bit more supple and a little bit more moist as I'm heading towards the middle of the fish. And again, here's that dark flesh that I want to remove, which I just simply do by cutting that little X out like that and losing that. And I should probably taste this. And that's terrible. You don't want to make that at home. That is delicious. That is buttery, tender. There we go again, a nice thin slice. Just watch my technique, long strokes with a thin, flexible blade. Cut that little bit of dark meat out. And you have made one of the world's great delicacies called gravlax. Here's what the liquid looks like that I pulled from the fish. I'll pour a little on this plate. Some people call it a cuisson, which is probably not the right term, which usually refers to the poaching liquid left over from a fish that's used to make a sauce. But this has all the sugar and the dill and the lemon and the cognac flavors in it. It's really good. It's kind of salty, but what you do is you take about a 1/4 cup of this liquid, you mix it with a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, a 1/2 cup of sour cream, a couple tablespoons of Dijon mustard, a little bit of chopped dill, and a splash of lemon juice, and you just mix it all together, and it makes a lovely sauce for your gravlax, or you could just eat your gravlax on a toasted bagel with a little cream cheese and red onion, which I am about to do right now. So I hope you enjoyed your gravlax tutorial. It also freezes very well. I'll probably cut this fish into thirds. I'll vacuum seal each third. I'll put 2 of them in the freezer and 1 of them in the fridge, and I'll eat them for breakfast or bring them to parties, and as I need more, I just take them out of the freezer and let them defrost in the refrigerator overnight. Eat gravlax, make gravlax, love gravlax.